Okay. So, new critting after dark. Hello, everybody. I'm back in the DM chair. We're doing Northstrand Hollow shit. Um, yeah. So, I guess to begin, thanks everybody for coming back for what, campaign 3?
Yeah, something
Question
like
mark?
that. Sure.
Sure. 2.5.
Yeah, whatever. A number. So, I guess to begin, why don't we start out with the Temple of Farrier. In early morning calls, although mornings aren't really a thing here, the time-locked magic lights kicking on within your temple. Why don't you go ahead and describe yourself and your room, Kyle?
Well, I am a Asimar. I have, long, like, golden blonde hair. Like, what a lot of people would consider, like, perfect skin. Bright blue eyes. I'm male, obviously. I am wearing... Typically, I'm seen wearing some sort of like chainmail armor. I usually carry a shield and a warhammer. But what's unique about these is on the hammer there's a symbol of an anvil. It is what can only be described as this rainbow-like color spread of metal. And then the hammer itself, the head of the hammer, has a similar looking metal to it as well. My room, I didn't really think about. I mean, it's a standard, I don't know, normal room, I guess. I don't know. We got a bed.
Yes,
There's a
but
desk.
have you done your daily cleaning? Though?
Yeah, for the most part, you know. But upon waking up, I guess I would get my gear on and kind of head downstairs to the main temple and see what the day brings me.
As you make your way down through the several floors of the Temple to Farrier here in the city of Whitespire, you are fairly quickly given by one of the servants a summons to go to the outside of town to a small church where they're holding a ceremony for your mother's remarriage, the third, I believe. The servant almost unspeakingly handing it off, knowing that you'll just take it and be on your way, as many people do. Your daily duties are being taken over by others within your caste, and you're given the day to yourself. After taking a moment to read the letter and realizing that today is the dreaded day, are you going to remove said gear and dress nicely? Stay combat ready for a wedding?
I would probably throw on some sort of ceremonial robe, sort of, and then kind of over my chainmail, just to keep myself a little protected, and then probably throw my shield on my back just to have it with me, still look
Almost a honor guard look.
Yeah, absolutely, and then kind of have my hammer kind of hanging somewhere on me or on my back as well, just kind of at the ready, and have more of a less ready for battle look, more of ceremonial, I guess, look to him.
Even the ceremonial cloak that you throw on is of a heavy wool. The cold here is so biting that even usual dress clothes are heavier than most people would expect. Stepping outside into Whitespire proper, you are kind of on the outskirts. The Temple of Farrier isn't centrally located. Religion not being one of the bigger parts of cities here. They've let you build up this temple over the last 100 years or so, and your people have done well, but it certainly is not the focal point of this city. As you progress through the city streets, it is a fairly quiet morning. Very few people on the roads, and there aren't any stores open or anything yet. You seem to have gotten an early start. And you make your way towards the small church on the outside of town. At this point, we close on a small alchemist shop. Run down, but not awful. Just used and well lived in. Kevin, if you'd like to go ahead and describe yourself and your surroundings, if you'd like.
Right. Well, currently doing an errand for said alchemy shop would be Lara Custis, which is an elf. She has a brown long hair, and you can clearly see around the neck that there's some kind of necklace, but I guess underneath the clothes you wouldn't see much else to the necklace. She would have beige pants, a red puffy jacket, because clearly the weather is cold, so gotta be prepared for the harsh winters. She has dark brown boots, and generally what you see around her is climbing gear around the waist, and brown eyes. And yeah, that's about it. About wonder what that is in American units. So good luck with that. But yeah.
Okay. Making your way through the city streets, again, they're very empty, even for a normal day here. But with the cold being as it is, it's roughly winter, as we'll say. It is desperate, and most people stay indoors as most they can because it's not sustainable to stay outside. You also would have received a beckons the day before, more than likely, to give you time to actually make it, rather than orders. But your mother is getting married. Again. Keeping functional attire on, in case the need or want to climb arises. You begin to make your way towards the church. Asher, if you'd like, you can go ahead and describe yourself and describe what you're doing today.
Shayenda is a older man with used skin, scars, and just spots of as if dirt had just gotten under his skin over the years. White hair in disarray. There's no kind of grooming there. It sort of sprouts from his head and then goes every sort of directions. He's got strong features, certainly, though often he just tends to stare in the distance. Currently, he's double checking his attires, keeping the rich coat that was offered to him, his nicest scarf, double checking his bag, what's in it, the fur lining for his coat. He's gonna use a bit of needle and thread to do some patchwork, and fix his boots before going.
Okay. Well, you know very well that your friend has an important event today, and you will be heading there soon. Much further outside the city, in a ever-frozen forest, lie a small camp. Noodles, if you'd like to describe Mitra for us.
Of course. Mitra is bigger than most humans. she is, for the Americans out there, around 6'8", 6'9" in height. And that being said, she's quite small for a Goliath. She has pale brown skin and long, about neck length hair that is braided. She is, due to the cold, even though she's kind of used to it, wearing a thick brown cloak. And as she is moving about the camp, she feels something. It's hard to pin exactly what it is right now, but it does encourage her to finally lift her hood over her hair and give herself a bit of extra warmth.
You've been following this thing for days, and you're not sure how long you have before it meets the city itself. But you will have to head it off at some point, and time being as it is, you may want to hurry. Pulling the hood up and covering yourself up from the cold that doesn't bother you as much as many people races. You begin pressing along, leaving the others behind, knowing that they'll rise later in the day. Laura, as you walk, you get that same strange feeling, that pull at the back of your mind, a whisper, almost. And as quickly as it comes, it goes. You swear you see someone in the crowd, a very familiar face, but you're not sure. Better to push on.
Okay.
Given some time,
Must be my imagination.
Must be the wind.
given some time, most of you arrive at this small affair. The church itself is in fine condition. It seems that donations this year have been good, and the setting is beautiful, albeit humble. There is an older elf man standing behind a plinth at the front of the church. Seems to be preparing himself for the day's event. Tyken, you would probably notice Lara and Shayenda appearing towards the outside of the church. You probably beat them there, all things considered.
Yeah. Upon like first getting there, I'll just kind of go in and you know search, kind of find where my mother's chambers are, where she's probably getting ready.
Yes.
Just kind of go see how she's feeling about everything.
Giving a knock on the door, you see one of several servants that have been around your mother your entire life open the door and give you a kind nod, eyes excited for a day of happiness in a place that isn't very easy. You're led inside, and before you see your mother, Norlin, in mostly ceremonial garb, although she wears a breastplate of that same iridescent sheen metal that shows a level of preparedness that very few people would want on their wedding day. She looks at you with kind eyes, excited but not showing it as much as some people would. Hello, Tyken.
Good morning, Mother. How are you feeling today?
Well, hopefully things will go as planned. They gave you the day off, I assume?
They did, yes. You know, I don't necessarily approve of this one, but if you're happy, that's what matters, right?
Yes, and approval is something that I don't search for in my men. If you would, Tyken, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
First roll, let's go. Yeah, perception, you said?
Yes.
Oh, there went my die on the floor. Hang on.
A good start.
Yeah. Find another one. 11.
All right. With an 11, there's a large like half-body mirror set on a piece of furniture near your mother. And you swear for just a moment you see a ripple across it like water. Your mother turns away for a moment, powdering herself and still preparing, keeping the makeup as best she can, although it looks strange on her. You don't usually see her done up. She turns back to you and goes, I think he will be here soon. Please be on your best behavior. And
Of course.
I believe the invitations were given to your sister. I think.
I think so. Yeah. I'll go double check to see if she's here.
Thank you.
I'll go back out and try to find my dear sister.
Okay. Well, Lara and Shayenda, you both are arriving at the church at this point.
Yeah, we're meeting halfway.
Yes.
Definitely.
Just see you. Just nod. Lara.
Since you nod, I will use sign language to ask if you're okay. Then we shall walk.
Arriving inside, it's starting to fill up. Both sides of the church filling with these families. A large diversity of people here of all walks of life, from the poor to the rich. People of the church, and even a few heavily armored paladins stand guard. This is a fairly large event for as small as this church is, and it packs in fairly tightly. The event gets...
What occasion did you say this was?
It's a wedding of my mother.
Right.
Oh,
So,
you're out of sync, bud.
Yeah.
It'll
What?
come back.
Who's out of sync?
Kevin.
Me?
Yeah,
Is he?
your audio and
Am
everything's
I?
out of sync.
Yeah. At least on our
For
end.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, for you people maybe.
be
Perfectly
alright.
in sync with me. Okay.
Wait, am I out of sync?
Yeah, you're good. I think you're good now. You're a little bit better now.
Out of sync?
Yeah, now you're out of sync.
Okay. Well, is it better now or is it better now? Is it not better?
Well, if I ask you how many is 2 plus 2?
What about now?
There you go.
Okay. Kevin,
What's up?
how many is 2 plus 2?
4. Why?
Well, that was pretty fast.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
in sync.
Yeah, we're good.
His brain and his instrument. Okay.
Yeah.
So was I. Right, so your mother is a big deal here or something?
Yeah, she is. She's a part of the church, and yeah, quite a big deal. Yeah.
Right. So
However-
food, right?
Sorry.
Food.
Yeah, there will be food.
Food. Okay. That's. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have a big.
Is everything okay? I mean, did you manage to get everything? Are you ready?
I've got her. I'm ready. Whenever
Okay.
you're ready.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. Very shortly, the event begins. Kind words are spoken, and a fairly long and drawn-out prayer to Farrier is given. There's a strange silence drawn out in the room as the minister begins giving that prayer. And after it's done, he freezes on the last word for a minute, maybe 2. He almost finishes it, but he can't quite get the last thought out. His eyes drifting up the left side of the church, these large painted glass windows showing something there.
Do I notice anything like out of the ordinary with him when he's speaking?
He seems distracted. And give me an insight check. Lara and Cheyenne, if you'd like to give one as well, you can. He would be the focal point of the event.
11.
An
4.
insight check. Nah, Shanda's distracted.
Okay. What was yours, Lara?
4.
Okay. Tyken, you'd be the only one to notice. There is a large, semi-large, maybe 5-foot shadow looming at the top of the window.
Divine sense.
Okay. Let me pull that up real quick.
As an
Or-
action, detect good and evil till the end of your next turn. Since anything affecting by the hollow spell or known the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Okay.
That's now
Um,
not behind total cover.
Okay. You would get a very clearly evil sense up on top of the window. Your mother as well, that same flash of divine energy as she begins to reach out and figure it out. The
So everyone's kind of noticing now what's going on.
room falls silent. The people all watching that same spot, everyone that noticed, those who weren't distracted. Very quickly, your mother screams, "Down!" The window blows through. This thing, this mass of arms and legs and tendrils slams into the pew, knocking the minister prone. And then we'll cut to our friend Mitra. Mitra, you've arrived at the outskirts of a church, some event happening. It's fairly quiet inside, although the senses that you use to follow these things are on full alert. This thing is very close and very clearly somewhere in this church. As you arrive, luckily, the side that faces out is where you see this thing 8 to 10 feet up, roughly, on the window, just peering into a room full of people, a celebration of some kind. And then it smashes through the window. I'd like everyone to roll initiative.
Well, it didn't take very long to all go to shit, did it?
Initiative.
Roll the
Okay, that's a
17.
6 for me.
Nice.
I'm blurry. I
You
love
are.
it here.
It'll fix itself. Uh-oh, we lost Asher.
Eventually. We lost Asher. I'm blurry.
Oh,
Kevin's
no,
on
I'm
delay.
here.
Your camera died.
Camera was, it didn't die, it's the USB that's like,
I don't like
Do you
it.
need some help? I do IT.
how you do it. Alright.
All
Where's
right.
my initiative button on D&D Beyond?
The thing that says initiative, you click it. Like
What?
over.
For real?
Yeah. It'll digitally roll it.
Oh, I
big
misread
LED
that something
lights.
else. I got it. Yeah, I got a 6.
Me too!
pretty good.
Bump!
Oh my god.
Instead of initiative, it's just a Mortal Kombat.
So, that was 2 6s. Lara, your initiative.
17.
Okay.
I think your camera froze there. Nope.
Just a big pulse of delay. Servers are weird today.
Yeah, they really
Okay.
are.
Tyken, initiative.
14.
Okay. And then dex bonuses for Cheyenda and Mitra.
-1.
+2.
All right. Well, at the top of initiative would be you, Lara. First to jump on the gun, as always, the athlete. This thing slams down into the pew, knocking the minister prone. The groom, who you do not know at all, a fairly large human, furs adorning him, making him look like a fairly large man anyway. He is also knocked prone beneath this writhing mass of limbs and tentacles. Norlin pulls the blade that's been hidden beneath the breastplate, just a small dagger, all she could bring, and gets ready to fight your mother, in grave danger in this moment.
Is she getting attacked?
It appears that this thing is attacking whatever it can get its hands on, feet on, limbs on.
I'm gonna let it happen. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. So that's your turn then. Tyken.
I'm gonna cast command.
Okay.
DC
What word are you
14
using?
wisdom, and I'm gonna tell it
Tell it to what?
flee.
Okay.
Need to make a DC 14 wisdom.
Well, and that one won't do that. So, this thing it very quickly scrabbles off of the forms of the groom and the minister. It lurches up the wall and actually ends up on the roof, clinging with a massive limbs. And now you can see these 8 bright orange eyes start to lock onto individual people. They move freely through the form of this thing, each one locking onto things it may think are a threat in this moment, several locking onto you. Any bonus actions?
Question.
Yes.
Bonus action. Bonus action. Okay. Check.
Okay.
No, that's it.
Anything?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. At this point, Norlin pulls the dagger back into the sheath on her side, raises a hand, and you see divine fire gout from it, smashing into this thing. It seems to have taken some effect. Unsure of... With this thing not being a humanoid form or something like anything any of you have ever seen, it's hard to tell how hurt it is from this. Okay. Mitra.
Okay. What Mitra's going to do is, so she's seen the thing jump in or crash through the window.
Yes.
Would she have seen it like scurry back?
Yes, from the angle you're at, you would have seen it scrabble back up the wall.
Yeah, she's like, what in the hells? But nevertheless, she's going to try to mosey on in there. How
Yeah.
far up was it that it broke through the window? Because I'm curious if it's like something she could scale and get into.
It broke through the top half of the window. Some of it's still left, but it's jagged and very clearly sharp.
Yeah.
You could comfortably get within the church itself to get ready to fight.
Yeah.
Climbing the wall, you'd probably be able to do it.
Nah, that's reckless. No, she's going to you know what? She'll take the dash action to get in there. Yeah, she's running in.
All right.
Stuff has happened, but after she's gotten in with her dash action, she's gonna end her turn.
All right. So you guys see this rather large form come crashing in through the window and get ready to fight with the rest of you. Clearly an outsider. Let's have Shayinda and Tyken do religion rolls for me.
Okay. Religion.
Shayinda, you're at advantage on this one.
Oh. Fuck. Wait, who's at advantage?
You are.
Oh, me.
I rolled a
That's
dirty
Oh
20.
fuck. I rolled
Dirty
11.
Okay. Shayinda, the DC for you wasn't that high. This is very clearly one of the group that you well know. For you, Tyken, the armor itself is definitely outsider made, an exile of some kind, more than likely. Not quite sure. There's no religious symbols or anything on there, but it's definitely strange. There's a familiarity, but you can't quite place it. Anyway, that'll bring us to Shayinda's turn.
First thing is gonna look about and look how many people are fighting back.
Currently, basically just one. Well, two. Tyken and Norlin.
So, okay, so these two people. So, am I correct to assume that he and Lara were sitting together?
Yes.
Well, he's gonna pull on Lara's arm to, make a look towards him and say, "Looks like they've got this. We should probably, yeah." And he's gonna basically be on standby until she tells him something.
At this point, this beast, you see one of the tendrils reach out, and it seems to lose mass, giving more mass into that arm to make it longer. It reaches out and snatches the groom by the ankle, pulling him up to the ceiling with it. He begins to scream, but you can't tell if he's being hurt or if he's just afraid. It's got a firm hold on him, though, and your dear old mother is certainly not happy about it. This thing begins to crawl from the ceiling down into the window, getting ready to flee, it looks like. Back up to the top, Lara.
After hearing that from Zendia, I'll just sigh and how far away am I from this creature?
20 feet or so. This isn't a very large church at all.
And I try and reach the tendril and slice it with my short sword. Just like jump off the table and just go for it.
Yeah, give me an acrobatics check. Or athletics. Either one.
16 on acrobatics.
Certainly. You very quickly take a running leap, jump off of one of the tables, and end up in the corner, grasping this slimy, strange tendril and slamming a short sword into it. Go ahead and roll me damage for the short sword.
Damage.
How much was that?
Oh.
Ruh-roh.
Uh-oh. Hello?
What?
So much
Wait,
damage.
Can the others not hear me?
Well,
I
we
can't
don't
hear
know.
you at all until
6.
just now.
There we go. 6. All right.
Yes.
You cleave deeply into this tendril, and it does start to separate, but it very quickly starts sewing itself back together, this slimy black mass kind of growing and replacing itself. But you're technically hanging onto this thing if it goes running. Tyken.
Great.
At this point, the people within the church itself, the event goers, not fighters, regular people, begin sprinting for the back, the main entrance, trying to get out. It very quickly becomes blocked up by the 40 or 50 so people trying to burst through a small door. Doesn't look like you got anywhere to go but deeper into the fray.
Yep, I'm gonna go and just whack that tendril with the old warhammer.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
Quick.
Bonk, if you will.
Does 12 hit?
Yes, it does.
Cool. I don't know if I was supposed to say this beforehand, but can I pump a divine smite into it?
You do not have to say it beforehand. You can smite whenever you'd like, and absolutely.
Let's do that. So, bludgeoning damage is 11. Uh, 12 points of radiant damage.
Alright.
The divine
Um,
smite.
Being this much closer and now having seen what the effects of godly power can do to this thing, it's very clearly being battered by the power that you're exuding on it. The tendril itself begins to loosen its grip, and you see this thing lose even more mass. It's nearly a snake at this point rather than a mass of limbs, but it still has grip on the groom. It's doing what it can to try and get out, but we'll see. That brings us to Norlin. She will go ahead and do the same with her little dagger. She takes a leap stabbing out with the dagger, trying to climb the wall as she stabs into this thing, but misses. And you hear a cry of pain come from the groom as she plants the dagger into his thigh. Kind of hard to tell friend from foe in this mass of oily tentacles. That brings us to Mitra.
Okay. Finally on the scene. She takes stock of what's happening and this creature that's trying to escape. And she's going to grab a javelin and just shoot it at that thing.
Alrighty. Give me an attack roll.
Roll a
Attack
1
roll.
and you impale someone.
That is a 23.
That absolutely hits.
Okay. Roll damage. 4 damage. That's heartbreaking, but yes.
Okay. All right. At this point, it is Shayanda's turn.
Well, yep.
Seeing the event going on in front of you, the no notice
Yeah.
or warning.
Seeing Lara jumping in, he's gonna grumble a bit and then concentrate, and this sort of black pulse starts circling around his arm, and he throws a bolt of energy towards it. Well, that's a shit roll. That would be a 11 to hit.
Just hits.
Just hit. Okay. Which die is this? 4 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And
you
he's
guys
gonna
see.
if there's like any pews or something to, anything. Well, pews, that sucks. Like something made out of stone maybe to hide behind, or if there's something sturdy to hide behind and it's also near a buffet with food on it, it's gonna go there.
Yeah, the benches within this church are mostly stone in their construction, and there is a buffet table on the opposite side of the room from the beast, so you could start snacking while you hide.
Yep, that's gonna be the plan.
All right. This thing at this point lets out this cry, and I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me. Mitra, you will be making this at advantage.
Nice.
Wisdom, huh?
Yes.
Great.
Can I also have a? Oh my god.
No, that's it.
Bro,
That's a 2.
that's a 3.
Okay. Our IT guy is frozen again. Okay, there we go. Awesome.
Moving.
What's up, Lara? What's the score?
Nope. Still frozen.
Man.
Heartbreaking.
I got it. Crazy. You've got to be kidding. Hello?
Yes.
You're out of sync, but we can hear you now.
Is it better now?
Yes.
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 I rolled a 2.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Great. Everyone but Mitra, this scream racks and echoes in your brains, and for just a moment, all of you can't see
Yeah, that-
anything.
Oh.
For you, Mitra, you watch as this crowd of people all eyes turn black, and they just start pouring this ooze down their faces. You are all
Excuse
considered
me?
blind for the next few moments.
I'm old. I'm already blind.
As the cry ends, this thing begins lurching off through the window and out. I need dexterity saving throws from Lara, and then I guess I'll do one for Norlin as well. As you guys try to land on your feet, coming away from this thing.
10.
10. You do stick
Yes.
the landing. Norlin does as well. This thing begins lurching off into the woods, moving faster than you expected, considering how much mass it seems to have left behind, that black oil streaking the wall where it was. You still hear the groom crying within this thing's grasp as it disappears into the woods. So, okay. I need one more set of wisdom saving throws from everybody except Mitra.
Hey.
Much
11.
better. 16.
2.
So everyone but Lara, your eyes suddenly become unclouded. The black oil
Ah.
streaking your face. Lara, you're
What
still
the-
blind.
What the heck is that? Are we out of combat?
Yes.
Shanda's gonna, give a quick look around and then look for Lara and beeline.
You very quickly find Lara standing in the corner of the church, eyes still blackened. Lara, at this point, you can swear that through the darkness that you can see, you start to see these specks of red and movement deeper within the cloud of black that you are perceiving.
Stop moving, damn it. Shanda's gonna get his handkerchief out and try to wipe it off.
Sure. About a minute passes before the blindness finally fades for you, Lara. But as that minute passes, the red becomes more evident. You start to see more features deeper into the blackness. It's this writhing mass of something, very akin to the beast you just saw, but it's glowing. It has more to it, and then it fades as quickly as you saw it, as your eyes finally clear.
Senja, is that you?
Who the fuck else?
Right. What happened? Did we win?
I don't fucking know what happened. I mean,
What do you mean? I couldn't see anything.
Do I see her struggling? Like to see?
Yeah.
Can I go?
look.
Can I go and try to do lay on hands to see if it does anything
So
to help with?
The second you touch Lara with lay on hands, the blackness clears completely.
hey, fuck off. Who the fuck are you?
This is my sister.
Well, I don't
Just
give a
trying to
shit,
help.
you know? It's just politeness and
I
everything.
don't need to announce myself.
Yeah, you do.
It's my sister.
Well, that's my daughter-in-law, so fuck off.
Wait, what? I just kind of
Okay.
shockingly look at Laura like, what?
I did
What?
tell you, didn't I? I did, maybe not.
Well,
Thank you.
okay, how about
Yeah.
we do this later? First off, we get the hell out of here.
Good.
At this point, Norlin kind of butts into the
Yeah.
conversation with they just took my husband. We need to go, Tyken.
Yeah. Looking around, is anybody else hurt or anything?
A few people are bumped or scratched from being stomped on as people tried to butt out of the building, but it seems like everyone will be okay.
Okay. Do you know what that was?
I have no idea. I know I'm going to kill it.
Right.
Tyken.
Inside check.
I
Go
don't
for it.
think you should stay with your mother, Tyken. If
Okay.
this thing came for your mother's husband,
Fuck yeah,
Didn't-
bitches!
might come for your mother, and then you.
She's your mother too.
Is she fucking... I have no idea. Does she have no idea?
What was your total on that? I'm sorry.
13.
Trying to get a read on Norlin is hard, but you do kind of pierce through and see that Norlin is confident in one thing, that she knows how to kill. This is pretty clearly someone who's just going to go after the beast, even if she has no idea what it is.
Ma'am? If I would be so bold.
Yes?
Well, I would advise you consider your husband dead and gone.
Who are you?
Excuse me?
And you are? Your name?
Shienda.
Shienda.
Uh-huh. But, you don't have to follow my advice, but, it's pretty clear to me you'll not find him again.
Norlin at this point has kind of trudged back into her room, and you hear her hurriedly putting on armor and grabbing a sword. She's pissed. She's going.
Oh, of course.
Don't go with her, Tyken. You don't know what's out there. You don't know how many more there are. And Mother is upset. She can't protect you.
Of course she's upset. Her husband is just taken and is probably dead.
Yeah, probably.
They'll just get a new one.
Well,
We can't
Lara,
let her go out there by herself.
I'm gonna go outside and trying to just trolls off.
So
I already
let me
love
get
this character.
straight. You have never fought. This was your first time. Other than
Yeah, and I
training.
think I did
You have
pretty
never been
well.
outside of these walls. I'm not saying that. You've never been outside of these walls. You're young, you're inexperienced, and you want to chase after a monster. Not knowing if there's more of them out there. Together with mom, just the two of you. Are you even
Well,
prepared? Do you even
no,
have
it
the
wouldn't be
gear?
just the two of us. We'd obviously go back to the temple and get more people.
Really? That's the way I see it. Mom was ready to go out in just 5 minutes.
Just, just wait here. Let's go talk to mom, please.
Okay.
I'll head at the mom's room.
The second you open the door, she's already fully kitted and ready to go. She kind of brushes past you, tugging at one of your sleeves as she goes. And as she steps out, she looks at you, Mitra. And she goes, "You're a Vigilite, right? One of the knights?"
Mitra was pretty busy. Like, I mean, if her javelin wasn't ran off with a monster, then she's going to grab that. Um, Aside from that, she is just inspecting the site of where it broke in, and she's looking at the secretions it left behind. And by the time she's approached, she just looks over her shoulder, looks at the woman, and then just kind of like looks back to what she was doing. She doesn't answer.
Well, there's money in it if you'll come with us. Any hand is a good hand, I think. She looks at you, Lara. The same goes for you.
Really? Money. Your own dollar.
Well, I figure you need money more than I do. Living in that
Oh.
hovel.
Oh. Okay. Okay. See what I mean? See what I mean, Tyken? Mother is lovely, don't you think? Really looking out for me, for you. Hmm?
She's just a little stressed right now.
You're both
She
plenty
offered.
capable. I'm not going to play these games. I need to go. Are you coming or not?
Maybe
Are
we
you,
should
Tyken?
wait and go back to the temple to get more help.
Now
I'm
Mitra's
not
going to
fine.
speak. She's going to say, "Are you looking to kill the creature or save that man?"
Preferably both, but I don't see why they're not mutually exclusive.
She shakes her head. "You can do one or the other, not both."
You see her struggle for a moment with the thought before finally she goes, "Fine, kill the beast."
She nods. And after making sure that she either does or doesn't have a javelin,
You do have your javelin.
yeah, she got a javelin back. Yeah, she's gonna like I guess on like part of her cloak, she's gonna like wipe off any secretion that might be on it from throwing it at a creature, and she's going to stow it away in her handy javelin pouch, and then she'll just offer a nod and says, "Well, be quick about it. You have no time for reinforcements. You act now or never." And then she begins walking out.
Okay. Norlin very quickly following behind Mitra. Tyken? Lara, what are you doing?
I'm gonna look at Laura and just can't let her go alone.
And yeah, we're going.
Cheyenne that's coming back with like a bowl full of mushroom biscuits. What?
Take what you can. We're going hunting. Afterwards, we're going back on track. No more distractions after this.
You said that before.
I know. I'm sorry. I can I? I'll take. I'll try and take Senja aside.
What?
I can't lose my brother.
Okay.
I have to make sure he's safe.
Why are you telling me that?
Because I thought you'd understand better.
I don't care.
Let's go.
As you all gather your things and begin pressing deeper into this frozen wood, you're mostly prepared for the cold. Maybe not for the hunger. Most of you probably aren't carrying too many days' rations on your person, if any at all.
You sure to eat, and I have my bowl of biscuits. You know, you should very nutritious.
You're the worst.
It comes from the wedding. It's your own food. It's good stuff.
Laura, as you guys begin pushing through the woods, you hear that familiar voice just whisper, "Yeah, that was the right move." And as you guys begin pressing forward, following the tracks, I need one of you, or all of you, to make survival rolls to try and follow the oil slick blood left in the snow.
Not me.
15.
Not for
I can.
15.
All right. Tyken and Mitra both taking some time to get their grasp on where this is going. It moves strange. The tentacle itself seems to be almost sidewinder wiggling through the snow, but it's leaving a fairly clear trail. Occasionally, it seems like it changes form and begins taking steps before going back to slithering, and then occasionally you lose the tracks entirely. But with a 15, you're both capable enough to notice that it's starting to latch onto tree limbs and swing, moving and gaining speed. You begin pressing on for close to an hour.
Let's say
before
once if we haven't found it within like an hour, I'm just gonna pop another divine sense to see if it's within 60 feet.
Just if we're walking that long, at some point, Shinda would like walk over to Mitra. Be like, so who are you?
Like, the question will be asked. She'll stop to make it clear that she's acknowledged what you said, but she's just not going to answer.
Yeah, me neither.
But you pop another divine sense, Tyken, and you don't sense it within your range. The slick itself that's left behind does kind of glow in a strange way, but it's harder to notice this tracks now. It seems to be mending itself in some way.
As we're walking, I'll just say to Mom, did you see what happened when I hit it with the hammer? It seemed to hurt a little bit more with the holy stuff.
That tends to be the case for things like this.
Yeah.
You did good work.
Thank
We'll
you.
find him.
Just keep that in mind.
Sure. The
Could I
tracks
try
become...
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Could I try to put some of the slick in a flask?
Absolutely. Yeah, you can mark down some oily blood.
That's disgusting.
It's for experimentation.
What? But you shouldn't touch this. I'm serious. Look,
Why?
I'm telling. What do you mean why?
There are some things that are better left unknown.
Yeah.
Don't pick it back
Especially
out then?
that.
Okay. As you
Look,
dump it
Lara.
back out, it congeals strangely on the snow and begins to move for just a moment before it falls still again.
Lara, I am telling you. It's not too late to turn back.
I can't leave him to die.
You don't owe him anything. Do you even know the guy? We have more important business.
I know. I owe him one thing.
You don't.
I'm sorry. I promise it'll be over quick if we don't find it within the next hour.
It'll be
we
over
go
quick
back.
when we're dead in the snow.
Sorry, are the two of you whispering?
Not particularly.
No.
Okay, no.
You know.
Yeah, okay. Mitra will pipe up and say, he's right. You can always turn back. I mean, it will come again, in one way or another.
But
But,
not for us.
oh,
right?
you've seen it, haven't you?
Well, I was sort of dozing off during the whole thing, so I'm not so sure.
But you've seen it, he says.
Yes.
She says, yeah. And, she nods and then looks at the other two and says, and so have you.
Yes.
You can either kill it, or you can run. But now that you know of it, it knows of you.
Well, I've seen one before. And I'm still here. So riddle me this.
She stops. Actually comes to a stop. Usually she's just like just walking along saying this shit, but she actually stops and turns to look at you and says, well,
That's right, Missy.
she's a bit taken aback, like, oh. So she kind of like looks him up and down and is like, maybe you're the reason it came then. And then she turns around and keeps walking.
Lara, I think we should keep close to her. She's very wise for her age.
I mean, yes. Let's continue. Come on.
Was there any reaction from Mom when that was said that maybe it was him that it came?
There's
Like-
a hot glance, a look of rage for just a moment before she shakes it off and begins trudging further deeper into the woods, kind of ignoring the conversation and trying to stay out of it.
I was
Very clearly, she has no intentions on backing off from this chase.
right. I was more trying to get an idea of if she knows the reason it came or not.
You know your mother well. It's not clear. She seems as confused as you are, and it seems like this was not in any way something she could have known was going to happen.
Gotcha.
At this point, you guys hear another cry deeper into the woods, same as before, like in the church, and a few echoing responses in different directions. It seems like you're not alone. But the trail eventually picks back up, and you begin making your way.
Yeah, so if we start hearing the cries, I'm gonna just pop another one.
Okay.
Like a 5 cents.
Still seems well without your range. They're far off, but the cry carries strangely. Sometimes it seems like it's coming from right beside you, and other times much deeper within the wood. You all begin making your way deeper and deeper within. Can I have a general intelligence check from you, Mitra?
Oh.
And you as well,
Of course you can.
Shanda.
You may
Yeah.
have it from the barbarian.
Strict intelligence.
Yeah, that's right. Go.
14.
Come on. Oops. Hold on. Click that. Let's look at this. Okay,
We're all gonna die. Well, I already knew that.
You know, if you all die, you take back over, Asher. You better
12.
Well, is that how it works? That's really
As a 12? Okay, well,
Yep.
both of you, with a 12 and a 14, You both very comfortably realize this is probably a trap of some kind, that you're being led deeper within, and these things are going to pincer and try and get in on the insides to tear you guys apart.
We should stop.
It's too late to stop.
For you, maybe. I'm stopping. Lara, we're stopping. We have to. You come on. Yeah, we have to stop.
What's going on?
Trouble.
How to put it delicately? I don't know. It's a trap.
I have that soundbite, and I'm so gonna use it.
Norland takes a few more steps forward, looks back at all of you and goes, "Look, I don't have time to be stopping for every little inkling that strange old man has. We need to go."
Lara, we're not going. I'm not sure of many things, but I'm sure of that.
Didn't you
Please.
say we needed to stay with the strong lady?
Just wait. Please.
Well,
I need
I
dexterity
don't know
saving throws from all of you.
hey!
Dex save.
I'm very good at dex saves. Hey, I am. 13.
Wow.
19.
What?
19.
7.
No, I'm sorry, that's a 21. Was that my modifier?
Tyken and Norlin are both snatched up by those same long tendrils and pulled up into the trees. In just an instant, as you guys are speaking, you're pulled nearly 20 feet up as two larger entities are looming up in the wood, blending to the shadows in the snow. But now that they've shown themselves, they stand out very clearly, black against white.
Did my divine sense not get any of them at all?
It didn't work for some reason.
Okay.
Um,
Can I just attempt a sacred flame, whatever just grabbed me?
sure.
DC 14 dex save from it.
It succeeds, and you are now considered grappled. If I could have initiative from everyone, although
Initiative.
Norlin and Tyken are snatched up currently.
Oh, I know the button now.
9.
And not one, maybe. That's a free.
Dirty 20.
So what? 20, 9, 5, and 1?
Well, it's a free, but it might as well just be a 1.
True enough.
My bad. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. So first up is Tyken. If you'd like to try and break the grapple. Oh, pardon me.
I don't have to. Grapple only, like, right?
No, you could still attack.
That's what I mean. I
In a
can
grapple.
still do everything I want to. I just can't move.
Yeah, but do consider that you are 25 feet up off the ground currently.
True. I guess I'll try to break the grapple. Looking
Okay.
now that I'm 20 feet away, kind of thing. So what is it? What do I need to make?
It's a strength.
Strength.
Strengthy poo.
It's just strength check, not a save, right? Not a save.
I don't know. Does athletics go towards it? Better DMs. Someone tell me.
Sorry, what?
Grapple check. Is it athletics?
It's either.
So it's not a save. It's just
No,
Athletics
no,
or
that's-
acrobatics?
All right.
Isn't that just a contested grapple?
Yeah, it's a contested.
Yeah,
roll.
but it's already happened, so it's not
Six-
contested
16.
anymore.
Right, 16.
I
So
guess
you
so,
break the
yeah.
grapple, dropping back to your feet. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check real quick to see how well you land.
Oh, we're good, baby. 19.
Absolutely. You stick the landing, taking no damage. Norlin at this point is going to try and do the same. She fails, so she is still up in the air. That brings us to Laura.
Can I shoot at it with a short bow?
Absolutely. Go ahead and roll your attack. Did we lose Kevin again, guys?
Yep,
Man, the internet's in the Netherlands.
I know. It's awful.
Wow. Maybe the Queen of
I
England
rolled
had
it.
a hand in running the Netherlands internet.
Could be. Could be.
I rolled a 10.
10.
Well, your shot goes wide, slamming into the tree. So your mother is still up in a tree, being held by a tentacle monster. Real good times. That brings us to Shayenda.
Shanda has been frozen as soon as this happened, and then looked at Lara, and then Lara did the thing. So out of his coat comes out, like his how do you say, sleeve, comes out a knife made out of ice that's congealing in his hand. He's gonna throw it. Ice knife. Level 1 spell.
A good time. We're powerful out here.
So it's gonna try to cut off. Because it's either one or the other, right? They're both grappled.
Iken broke his grapple, so the other one's just up in the tree, kind of looming.
Ah, yeah, okay. Then I'll go for the. Well, I'll try to cut down the mom, the one with the mom energy.
All right.
Mom
energy.
So range spell attack. Oh my god. That's a 12.
Hits.
Oh. So it takes 2 piercing damage.
Awesome.
And then it has to make a dex save.
For the explosion.
Oh. Come on.
Dex save is a nat 1.
Oh yeah. Takes 11 ice damage. Cold.
Okay. You see the tendril that was holding Norlin freeze and then shatter. Go ahead and make her. Yeah, she saves. She lands with a kind of heavy grunt on the ground before pulling a weapon and getting ready to fight. You
Shana's
seem to
like,
have freed the
ah!
person.
Ah! And just fucking like, like booking it from the other side.
Why don't you go ahead and roll me a little wild magic there, buddy?
Oh no. So 1d20. 19. Woo.
All right. So it only fires off on a 1, right?
I mean, I guess you can't choose any arbitrary number.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to make sure that I knew before we proceeded on.
Sure, let's say it's a 1.
All right. That brings us to Mitra, unless you have anything else, Shayenda.
No, I'm just throwing the knife, and then before even the knife did anything, it was like turning and like running away.
Okay. All right. Mitra, your opponents are up a tree. What do you do?
Wait, they're where? They're in a tree?
Yeah, they're like 25-ish feet up, both of them, and 2 trees kind of right in front of you.
God damn. Okay, yeah, she's going to change things up and bring out a hand axe and throw it
Okay.
at one of them. Let's give it a go. And that is a 12.
Hits.
Let's roll damage. And that is a 5.
All right.
Piercing damage, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
The hand axe sinks into the thing as it kind of lets out a small squeal. And you see it actually start trying to absorb the axe, but it's struggling. This isn't something it can break down easily to absorb. That brings us to our tree beasts. They will both go ahead and they come down the trees, taking these kind of hardened forms. You see the front edge of them start to shine almost silver as it actually hardens its body towards the aggressor. And you see these 2 spear-like appendages appear and shoot up and over the shield at Lara and Tyken. That is a 16 to hit on Lara.
Hit.
Okay. And a 14 to hit on Tyken.
Miss.
Okay.
Woo!
That is
16
4
to hit.
piercing damage to Lara.
Ow.
The spear, as it hits you and sinks in, you actually see it kind of fall apart into this gel that hits the ground and then starts trying to crawl back to the form down on the ground now in front of you. That brings us to Tyken.
The one that just speared, or is it just like all one? So just
The two of them, they each
There's
shot a
two.
single spear.
oh, okay. I'll just pick one that just took a shot at me and Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Dex 14.
It succeeds again. Total of 20. Okay. Norlin at this point will go ahead and...
Yeah, I don't have any bonus action yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
One
no.
day, real soon. Norlin at this point is going to go ahead and...
Yeah.
Yeah, she's going to Guiding Bolt.
Ooh.
Hits. Pardon me for just a moment, guys. Yeah, okay. Had to make sure. The one that had grabbed Norlin before just explodes in divine light as the guiding bolt hits and lands on its mark. So you're down to 1. That brings us to Lara. Newly skewered.
I will rush at it and take out my short sword and go for it.
Okay.
13 to hit.
Hits.
8 damage.
Nice. The other one's starting to look pretty ragged. The form itself kind of faltering, the hardened shield starting to crack at the seams. It doesn't seem like it's being able to contend with the amount of damage poured onto it. That brings us to Shanda.
I'm gonna attack the same thing that Lara's attacking.
Last man standing.
With yep. Necrotic bolt. That's 21 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Me roll good. 7 necrotic damage.
Okay.
Necrobolt.
It's very nearly fallen. That brings us to Mitra. You've got an enemy about 10 feet in front of you on the ground now.
Oh boy. Oh.
Hulk
I
smash.
feel, I feel the excitement. Let's not fuck it up.
I'm sorry, She-Hulk smash.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right, well, that's the hand axe gone. So she finally brings out her great axe and decides to get a bit closer, so she's in range, of course.
Absolutely.
And let's try and hit.
Yeah.
That is a 14.
Hits.
Let's roll some damage on the great axe.
Kill it!
That is a 13.
How do you want to do this, Mitra?
Holy shit.
Like, almost like the executioner on the chopping block is just two-handed bop.
Break
Yeah.
down. You see this thing's form sundered by the strike of a great axe as the shield part that it had tried to form on the front shatters, leaving these black chunks everywhere that begin to soften into that oil that you've seen before. And you're left fairly alone in these woods. Norlin at this point, looking at everyone, breathing kind of heavy, goes, "Maybe we move a little quieter from here on out."
Wait, we're not
We're
not done?
Shinda's
Did
vomiting.
we not just kill the thing?
Shine is vomiting. Good to know. As you say that, you hear the calls deeper in the woods still.
Is it the husband or the to-be husband's calls?
It sounds like both. Probably a person crying deeper within and these beasts shrieking.
I don't mean to be a spoil sport here, but the life woman, isn't the guy supposed to be dead by now?
Oh, I just realized you're speaking to Mitra. So, so when you ask that question, she goes to seek the hand axe that she threw. I don't think it was fully absorbed yet, which is good.
No,
Cool,
it's
'cause-
still in the form of the one you shattered with your great axe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so she's gonna like drop her great axe for a moment, get the hand axe, like just take a moment to like kind of clean it off, stow it away, then lift her great axe and kind of like heft the shaft of the weapon over her shoulder before she turns around, and she's like, "Sorry, can you repeat that? I didn't hear you." She doesn't say that.
Why is the man still wailing? Shouldn't he be dead?
She just looks at you.
Okay.
She really just looks at
I'm
you.
asking-
She's like deadpan staring at her.
If you'd
Do they
like to,
play
you can
with
make a
their
history
food?
check.
Do they play with their food? Like,
These creatures are not like those of this world. They're different. As to their reasons for behaving is beyond us. All we know is that they hunt us, and in turn we kill them.
Well, we did that. We should probably go now.
She nods, and she begins walking.
Norlin, at
In
this
what
point, looking
direction?
at the group, yeah. Which way are we going? I'm going deeper in.
Naturally, we're out here to kill the creature.
My soundbite of the year from Asher. Strange
mean-
crumbles.
Laura will walk up to Senja and hold out a hand. Are you okay?
Do I look okay?
No, maybe you should
Are
have
you okay?
more biscuits.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
I settle your stomach a little bit. Have
They fell. They fell before.
But didn't you say you were like sick? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I vomited before. I
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
But-
Well, what's it to you?
No, I was just saying that the biscuit might help settle your stomach.
Well, I lost the biscuit. It fell, okay?
Looking at Laura, she took a hit, right?
Yes.
Killing hands,
Yeah.
2 points.
You can do that.
Of course.
Of course.
Norlin, at this point, looks over at you with a firm eye and goes, "Those of faith get gifts." Rather than sitting in a hovel.
I just grin great big,
No.
turn and walk away.
Senja, if I rush at her, please stop me.
No. I'm gonna kill someone.
Let's start with her. I wouldn't mind. In fact, I would praise you. Give you more cookies. Actually, no. Yes, no. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, Mitra's like 20 feet away, and she's like, "You can run away and die alone, or fight together. Those are your only options." And she's gonna keep walking, like, of course not randomly away. She's going in the direction of the cries, shrieks.
Okay. Norlin, at this moment, starts to kind of crouch down and move a little lower in the snow, trying to make as little noise as possible. If any of you would like to be stealthy, you can do a stealth check now.
I mean, I'll try.
Everybody roll.
A nat 20 for Norlin.
Oh, sorry.
Mitra is not doing that.
Stealth check?
Well,
Yep.
well,
Sorry, I was reading something.
Trying does like, falls on his face.
11.
You feel fairly hidden, each of you that are trying. Mitra boldly walking through the woods. You guys progress another 20 minutes or so before you find a small clearing, a break in the wood where more of those mushroom trees that you're so accustomed to seeing finally start to shrink in size, falling down to shrubs, and then eventually it's flat ground.
Still like daylight out here.
As daylight as it ever is, a strange glow. You can look off to your west and see a large glacial wall that always emits this kind of bright blue light through this hollow. You can still see the city itself, Whitespire. You're not that far away. It's slow going through deep snow like this, and these are untrodden paths, so it's hard to move. But before you in the clearing, you see what looks to be 5 or 6 humanoid forms chanting. A circle in the snow has been brushed clean into just the bare ice beneath. The chants are in a language that I don't believe any of you speak. Unless anyone around here speaks Abyssal.
No.
Only on Fridays.
Yep.
The strange guttural tones pulsating from these people's throats are almost inhuman in their nature and in strange volume. Before you see one person at the back left, there seem to be 5 circles drawn in the snow with the ice bared beneath. They've been carving these ruts deeper into the ice. Oh.
I'm still here. Sorry. Sorry.
What's
please
more?
continue.
What's one more technical issue? Come on,
Right?
who can't?
Yeah, at this point, we're just riding.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But they carve deeper and deeper into the ice before you see one of them, the one nearest to you in the clearing itself, takes the sharp stone that it's holding and plants it into its stomach. The cries still going. You see blood start to coat the ice and snow beneath them. And now you notice this 6 foot, roughly 2 meters for you guys, mirror standing in the center of the circles.
Oh no.
Let's have Mitra, Shaenda, and Tyken all do general intelligence checks.
Oh
Oh
no.
boy. Come on, barbarian.
19.
10.
7.
19. The man is dead.
So whoever had the 19,
That was me.
okay. With a 19, you begin to see these strange, almost star-like appearances in the mirror. These ripples ever growing, strange movement within the mirror, and the mirror itself almost seems to be moving like water. Inside the mirror itself, you see these bright red dots start to appear, these ever-moving tentacles. Something is within and is trying to come out. You see 3 more of those tentacle entities pushing against the mirror and then sinking within it and disappearing as the other cultists begin to stab themselves with these sharpened stones they've been using.
Destroy the mirror! And I'm gonna fucking throw a chaos bolt in this mirror.
Okay.
As soon as he says that, can I try and shoot it with my short bow?
Yes, we'll consider the surprise round for everyone if you want to go ahead and attack the mirror or the cultists.
Do I get sneak attack?
You do.
But I only rolled a 12, so... Yeah,
You hit.
Yeah. Sorry,
shit.
that javelin's going into a cultist.
So I'm rolling a 13 to hit the chaos bolt.
Hits.
How far are we
I mean,
from
I'm
everything?
trying to hit the mirror, right?
Okay. So let's name targets. Tyken, are you going for a cultist or a mirror?
I'm gonna go into it for a mirror. I can get with a melee of a mirror.
Yeah,
He
this
said-
clearing isn't
yeah.
huge.
Gotcha. Like he said, smash the mirrors or break the mirrors. So.
Okay.
Gonna.
So you're running in to do a melee strike against the mirror.
Yeah, I don't have anything ranged. That...
And what are you?
Lara.
I'm shooting the mirror, but as soon as I see Tyken run in, I'll just be like, Tyken, what are you? And then, time passes.
Norlin pulls her sword and charges the mirror as well. Shaenda, you're going for the mirror with a chaos bolt.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Mitra,
Oh.
javelin and
Oh.
cultist.
Oh, no. If she can get a melee range, she's gonna great axe the cultist instead.
All right,
not?
let's have everybody's attack rolls against the mirror and then one cultist.
Just the one
Okay,
cultist.
so I rolled a 12 to attack for a
Hits.
total of 13 damage. That's including sneak.
Okay.
Sneak attack on a mirror.
I hit,
Yeah.
I hit with,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
that
from
is the
stealth,
mirror.
bro.
Okay.
I hit with a 17, and I do 6 points of damage. Here.
No divine smite.
No, I don't have any spell slots left.
Good to know. Cheyenne.
I literally have 2, and I use
so-
both of them to start with.
I rolled a 13 and then a 1, 4, so 5 damage, and then I have to roll for the a 3, so it's fire. The
Mm.
firebolt.
And then Mitra.
So Mitra got a 22 under Great Axe. And then
Okay.
15. That's insane.
So you obliterate a cultist while they try to destroy the mirror.
Yeah, well, you know the vibes.
The man
make
is on
cultist
his
bolt.
knees before you, the stone planted deep within his chest. Oh, did we lose Asher this time?
Nah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Just
No,
I
he did.
just-
That's video.
Camera died. God, your
That's a
guys'
funny-
European
Such a good
internet
face.
sucks.
It's not my internet. I'm like my internet is fine. Look at it.
Okay.
There we go.
His camera keeps disconnecting. I don't know why.
Mitra, you run up to the kneeling form of this man planting the stone within himself, and just one cleave down, split the man in two to the waist. For the rest of you, your attacks hit the mirror, and the mirror itself seems to cry out that same cry, but to a much larger magnitude, deeper and more thrumming in its energy. The image within the mirror grows clearer still. At this point, the 4 cultists have started digging within themselves with the stones, trying to finish whatever they're doing. That brings us back up to everyone's turn. We'll go ahead and do initiative.
Initiative.
Wow.
I rolled an
21.
Oh my
Well,
God.
technically, I rolled a nat 1.
Nice.
After,
I rolled
after these, after. Sorry, go on.
I rolled an 8.
12.
I've been having those weird low initiative rolls, so now I've finally got 21.
Our tank's finally being a tank.
Hell yeah.
What was yours, Lara?
So, a 5 from a nat 1.
That brings us to Mitra up first.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, now she's clearly a bit confused because she's like, yeah, I get the cultist. Then everyone starts attacking the mirror, and then she's like, wait a minute. was this the right course of action? She knows killing these guys is probably a good thing, but you know, she's gonna go with instinct. She's gonna go for another cultist with a great axe.
All right, go ahead and roll me your attack.
After all, they're just chilling there, aren't they?
Yes. I mean, they appear to be trying to finish the ritual, but they're not actively getting up to fight.
Well, that's great. I rolled an 8.
Well, at least he's kneeling, so you're all right.
Yeah.
You make the hit. He's not responding.
He's not trying to avoid it. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a 5.
All right. You take a hack out of the man's arm, but he seems to still be completing the ritual with his other hand deeper within his sternum. That brings us to Cheyenne.
How many dudes are there?
There's 4 cultists, and then the mirror itself is beginning to bow and flex out towards you guys.
Well, at this point, Chanda's just going, "Ah!" and just like, fucking like, I just started blasting, right? So it's just gonna throw a necrotic bolt. That's a 10.
That does hit.
Woo! Because it's a stupid mirror. Take that, bitch. 7 necrotic damage.
Okay. You see the veins of black as you hit the mirror. You're used to seeing veins of black appear in your enemies when you hit them with this skill you've acquired. But they splash against the mirror itself and almost seem to harden it against your blows. Necrotic doesn't seem to be working the way you expect with this. That brings us to Tyken.
Looking around, sees the large lady just obliterate a dude. No, and then just hits the mirror again. 15 on the mirror to hit. I assume that's-
Definitely hits.
Yeah, the mirror. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
1 on the damage die.
Lara, at the top of your turn, you hear that familiar voice one more time. You need to run now.
All right. When I hear that, I will just assume it's like my conscience saying it. Yeah. But I will bonus action dash
Okay.
towards Tyken, grab him, and be like, "You're coming with me now. Run." And can I don't know, can I drag you away? I don't know.
It'd be half movement as long as you're willing, Tyken.
What's Mom doing right now?
Still hitting the mirror.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay. So you try to grab Tyken, but Tyken shrugs off your grip.
Oh, great.
Do you run? You have, what, 60 feet of movement?
I mean, yes, but is there's nothing else I can do right now, right? Other than what I
I mean, you have your action still. You bonus action dashed.
If you grapple someone, can you drag them?
You can. I mean, it's half movement again, but it'd be
I will attempt
unwilling
to
this time.
grapple.
Okay. That is contested athletics or acrobatics for you, Tyken.
Athletics. Alright.
What do I do?
Athletics.
That's fine. 18.
What would you say?
18.
Oh, fuck. I rolled a 13, so...
So you're pulled roughly 30 feet away, almost to the edge of the clearing again, by your sister in a fervor. That brings us to Norlin, who is going to go ahead and slam this thing one more time with this large hammer that she's been carrying. Hit. Okay. Should go with this as well. You see divine light pierce through the hammer's head, forming a point rather than a blunt surface, and it slams against the mirror, and the mirror does bow back towards where it should normally be, a flat surface, but then it pulses even further out towards you guys. It's almost like a bubble at this point, pushing towards you. Okay. At this point, the cultists finish whatever they were doing within themselves, those that are still standing. You hear each of them cry out before crying the name High Lord Tarakesh into the night. You see the mirror bow and flex before bursting. A massive eye appearing where the mirror's frame is, a door to another world perhaps, before it shudders and slips and shuts again. And you hear one of them, through heavy labored breathing, "There weren't enough of us. We'll try again." And then one of them begins to turn into those same slimy, strange beasts, his arm distending and becoming long and black, before you now face 4 of those beasts you've beaten before. And at that point, we're going to take our break, guys.
Alright.
Roll an initiative again, right?
Queen.
Yep, it's initiative time, gamers.
Again.
Okay, guys, nobody died for Queen.
It's new initiative? Okay.
Yes.
Yay.
Yes, yes,
Wait,
yes.
new initiative?
It's a
New
5.
initiative.
21? New initiative? Going
Ooh.
from nat 1 to 21? Okay.
9.
9
Dex bonuses?
What's your dex?
plus 2.
You beat me by 1. I'm plus-
Ienda, the grumpy old man. What you got?
I got 5, dude.
Dope. Okay. That means up first is Lara. You've got
What do
4
I
of
see
these
here?
strange, tendrily monsters appearing
and
out of the
is-
forms of the cultists.
And is currently pulling me.
Yeah.
Still, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right on the outskirts of the clearing, and
Am
you
I-
are pulling a Tyken.
Do I? Is oh my god, what was your name? Is Mitra behind or
Yeah.
in front? Okay.
Mitra would still be, I believe, attacking the
Yeah.
mirror?
Mitra was attacking the second cultist.
Yeah. So you're base to base with one of these tendrily monsters.
Oh yeah. Exactly where she wants to be. But yeah, Mitra's not. Is you and Taikin are like 30 foot away from everyone else, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
Okay. I will. Is there? Can I interact with Tyken or can I not? Like, basically, I want to know. Like, if I want to know if he's ready to move out or is he still struggling?
Oh, I'm still struggling. I'm still there. Like, I'm still trying to get to her.
I will keep holding him and dragging, and I will say, "Mom, it's time to go. We need to leave."
He's very preoccupied with the giant red eye that the portal is slowly closing on. I am changing colors wildly right now. Love it.
Yes. Well, that's all I do. I'll just keep dragging him and calling out for Mom to
Okay.
join us.
So you're pushing into the woods now at this point with Tyken.
Do I need to make
Yeah.
another roll to try to resist it?
Yeah, you can do so.
Another thing.
It's contested athletics because it's player versus player.
Yeah.
You're breaking free.
Oh.
I rolled a 7, so.
Oh yeah, I'm breaking free. I rolled an 11.
Okay,
7-11.
7-11.
I'm no longer
You
grappled,
little
but I'm
slime ball.
still where I
So
am.
I will say, for the sake of brevity and fun for players, you still have your turn, Lara. He breaks free right at the start and goes running back towards dear old Mom.
Is
I
she that
haven't
one?
ran away yet. It's not my turn, but
Yeah, but
I broke free.
assumingly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I assume I can at least shoot one of the things, so I will grab out my short bow, because I don't think stopping him again is going to be helpful. So I'll start shooting, and as I do, if I'm able to, I don't know if I've already like said enough, but I'll just say, if you go in there, you'll die.
Okay.
And that's it.
So
And
you're
I rolled
warned
an
of the
11.
violence.
Yep.
That does just hit.
A 5
All right.
point damage. That's it.
Righty.
Did you get sneak attack?
I don't know. I just shot a random one, so
Not an advantage, so
Oh,
no.
that's fair.
I don't know.
I didn't know
They
if
know
you were
you're there, they
shooting
just
one.
don't care.
Yeah, I didn't know if you were shooting at one that like Mitra was engaged with, kind of thing.
No.
Yeah, I mean, if you
just
shoot at the one
randomly-
Mitra's on.
I didn't choose. I was just like, oh, go.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Mitra, you're up.
She sure is. She never took much hope that everything would go according to plan. Though she is still a bit annoyed when 2 people seemingly abscond. Like, this is just out of her peripherals. And the fact that she wasn't able to kill that second cultist quick enough is just like kind of a bit jarring. That being said, she totally keeps her cool and enters a rage.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's, yeah, she's upsetty. So she's entering a rage, and then she's going to attack the now shadow creature that was a cultist that she was attacking before.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack then.
Okay. That is 5, and then plus my... Oh, that's just 2 damage. Okay, never mind. 13
13 hits.
damage. 6 plus... That's a 9 plus my rage. That's 11.
All right. That one begins to shudder under the blows, already kind of beat up from you tearing his arm off before he turned. That brings us to Tyken.
I'm gonna run in towards Mom.
You can very comfortably do that without dashing.
and then just grab her and say, "We need to go," and try to like pull her out. I don't know if that's my action or not.
It will be if you're trying to grapple and drag along, yeah.
I mean, I'm not. I wasn't trying to grapple. I was just trying to like get her attention.
Yeah, I mean, she sees you and understands that the situation has gotten a little dire,
Right.
but it's not her turn yet, so.
That's fine. As long as I've gotten her attention, said, am able to say what I can and still do an action, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever one's nearest to me is Sacred Flame.
All right. I'll go ahead and roll the save. That is a 17.
Fuck!
Okay, that brings us to Shienda. Zendaya.
All of them.
Ooh.
All those things.
Gramps.
So,
4 uglies and a giant eye.
what's the eye doing?
Currently just looking through what looks to be like a tear or a rift. But there's definitely like heat coming through the portal. You're fairly close, so you'd be feeling it. But yeah, I mean, it definitely has bad intent.
Can I find like a rock or something near me?
Yeah.
And I pick one up and throw it at the eye.
All right, go ahead and make me a ranged attack.
It's an 11.
Definitely hits.
Oh, well, I mean, with what stat?
It'd be Dex, I believe, for thrown improvised weapon.
Okay, 10.
Okay, it still hits. It's a big eye.
Okay.
It's like 2 meters square, so you got
right.
it.
I just want to see if it goes through or it just what happens.
Yeah, you pick up the rock and throw it, and you see it actually pass through a boundary. You see like this almost wispy, thin layer seems to be pierced, and it hits the eye blinking quickly and then opening again, and you see fire just gout through the portal. I need Tyken and Norlin to make dexterity saving throws. And that's a nat 1 for Nora.
7 for
This
Tyken.
man is trying to die with.
Ooh, what does this do? Yeet.
I told you people not to go.
You,
You did.
You were also told to try to kill her too, so.
That is 12 fire damage
undead.
to both of you.
Ooh, ow.
As fire gouts from the new opening, the thin veil being torn by the thrown object.
Yeah, I should see the other guy.
The eye now kind of thrashing. You're starting to see more than just the iris and pupil. You're starting to see like this large lid that moves and shuts, and it's easily larger than the mirror. So, 8 to 10 feet, 3 meters, whatever. It's big. Whatever's on the other side of this tear is huge and gouting flame from an eyeball.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I understand that this is my turn.
Yes.
Can I make some sort of knowledge check to understand what relates the portal opening and perhaps find a lever on which to push so that the portal does not open?
Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana! Why?
Fake spellcasters out here.
18.
Outstanding. Taking a moment trying to get sense, you notice that the blood that was pooled underneath each of the cultists has been pulled under where the mirror sits. The mirror is levitating a few inches off the ground. And the blood is pooling underneath, but it seems to be being pulled in and evaporating, and you think when the blood evaporates fully, it will probably close the rift.
Okay, so I like to imagine he threw the rock and then there was this big couch of fire, and he was like, "Ugh," and then he looked at the ground and like, and then it's gonna go, "Anyone's got a broom? We need to clean the blood out."
Okay. That brings us to Norlin, newly scarred from flame. She starts patting herself out, trying to put the fire out that's on her person, kind of wrapping up the cloak and getting it off of herself. And then she's going to take a hammer, that large warhammer she carries, and she's going to try and slam down on the frame of the mirror that still stands, kind of waving in space. God damn it. She misses a stationary mirror. Really on fire tonight, guys. But you hear her kind of go, fuck. Yes, the blood. Get rid of the blood. That brings us to the High Lord Tarakesh and his ensemble. At this point, the 4 cultists, Mitra, you'd get an attack of opportunity as the one that you're fighting starts to move away from you.
Ooh, great axe. Come on. Let's do a big chop. That's a
Let's-
23.
That definitely fucking hits, Jesus.
Alright, and let's do a damage roll. That is a 5 plus 2 rage. It's a 7.
You rend this thing down, finally defeating it. It kind of falls into that oil slick on the ground as the other 3 collect themselves up and take a much larger form, standing probably 3 or 4 meters tall, very large, taller than some of the trees here. They seem to have combined into one larger entity, and their form becomes more humanoid as they do so. Mitra, for you, this is semi-akin to giants that you've seen, but definitely a little fucky comparative. But that brings us to the eye itself. The eye closes for a moment, and you all hear this thunderous voice start to speak, again in a language you don't understand, before the portal itself begins to open a little wider, and you see a few more of these black, stretchy entities start pouring through. And as they start to step through, the rift itself actually slips and slices most of them in half, and then begins to close much faster, the blood finally starting to go away. If you could speak the language, you'd hear fuck in it. But that brings us back up to the top with Lara. A newly acquired giant monster standing in front of you.
Great. Let's see. I am going to try something different.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to a 30 feet distance of the eye,
Okay.
and reach into my backpack, and throw a explosive seed at the blood.
Okay.
Blood doesn't
yeah.
burn, you know.
Is that I guess it's a ranged attack, we'll say?
Yes. Yeah.
All right.
You realize your mother and brother are standing right there, right?
Of course.
Okay.
That's why I yell, "Run!"
Okay.
But also blood is
Are you okay?
Well, we'll see what happens.
All right, what's the attack? What's the roll?
It's just a 1d20, right?
I believe so, yes. Plus your dex modifier.
I mean, I don't need that. I rolled a nat 20, so.
Oh, okay. I need dexterity saving throw from you, Tyken, and Nora again.
Nine.
Go ahead and roll the damage for the explosive seed, if there is a damage stat for it.
See, they need to make a dex 10 saving throw.
I rolled
You
just
didn't
under. Are
make
you
it.
fucking kidding me?
Wait, do I roll twice? I do, right?
I have no idea. This is your item.
It just says you take a 1d8, so I assume 1d8 or
Yeah,
half
you
the
need
Just
to
damage.
roll the
Eight,
1d8
right?
then.
Oh, okay. Well, I rolled 8.
Okay. Tyken, you take 8 boom damage.
Okay.
Same for Nora, and same for the blood beneath. You scatter the blood fairly far with the explosion. It seems like you've siphoned most of it off, and it seems like very soon this portal will close because of your action. Although Nora and I assume Tyken are not looking very well. Either way, that brings us
I'll
to.
tell you what my HP is as soon as this is done.
Okay, we'll
If
go
we-
ahead and go to Mitra.
If we get that far.
Mitra would stop to consider, but she's too much in her battle rage. So, yeah, this is a giant. Yeah, I'm short for something within that racial category. Yeah, she's gonna like charge it with her great axe anyway.
Go ahead and roll me your attack then.
Of course. What is this? That is a 15.
Definitely hits.
And let's roll the
If you
damage.
would, as you do the damage, go ahead and roll 2 more d6 on top. As you
2
feel
more
that
D6.
strange tingle at the back of your head. Years of
Okay.
training against these things might help occasionally.
Spidey
Okay.
sense.
So you said a D6, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that is 11 plus 2 to the rage, so that's 13. Then let's roll a D6 as well. And that is 3, so that's 16.
Okay. You see this thing shudder as you actually cleave through one of the leg-like appendages that are trying to hold it up as it tries to make a real form. They seem to be struggling to keep themselves as one being moving fluidly. You did a good one. That brings us
That's my
to
turn.
Tyken.
I'm gonna look back at Laura and just like,
Dickhead!
yeah, and then like what do we have left? We have what? How many left?
You got one big one.
One big one. The eye.
Well, you have the eye and the one big one. But the portal seems to be closing on the eye.
All right. I'm gonna sacred flame the blood.
Okay. You automatically succeed. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Blood is inflammable.
7.
I like how he said that to me just before
Radiant
I threw
damage.
the thing.
As the radiant flame starts to appear within, it struggles for a moment and then seems to catch. The blood itself not really burning, but more being displaced by the blast of radiant energy. Seems to be about the last of it. And as you do this, that portal around the eye actually shuts. You see this thick, viscous liquid sliced off by the portal. It seems to have wounded the eye to some degree as it was closing. But the eye is no longer a problem. The frame for the mirror now falls to the ground inert. And the beast before you seems to shudder strangely. But that's your turn. Brings us to Shanda.
Blasting.
Okay.
Yeah. Fuck. Ooh. That's a 24.
Definitely hits.
Okay. That's a 1 necrotic damage.
Nice. All right.
Oh.
Last up is Norlin. Looking fairly rough. The armor charred from the burn. She goes ahead and does a Sacred Flame as well. She succeeds.
Oh,
Simon
bomb
can-
succeeds, but I can't.
Yeah.
Experience.
Sucks to suck,
skill
low
diff.
level. The thing shudders as a holy light kind of burns within its chest, and you actually see the upper half of it fall off and start to curl up and die. It's shrank in size significantly now. That brings us to the beast's turn. It's going to go ahead and close the gap. Who all, I mean, again, theater of the mind, who all is close to one another? It's going to go for a group if it can. I would assume it's Tyken, Norlin, and then,
And Mitra are all three probably together.
and
'cause we
Mitra.
were all right there by the mirror
yeah.
where the portal
And
is.
then Lara's off in the distance shooting with a bow, and Cheyenne would never get close because Old Man will die from a single hit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, she's gonna go. It's gonna go ahead and swing on Mitra twice, and once on you, Tyken.
Oh
Okay.
my.
First one's a miss on you, Mitra. Second's a miss on you. 21 to hit on you, Tyken.
Hit.
Let me think about that one. I guess it's boss.
You got
right? So-
exceptionally lucky, sir.
Probably not.
2 bludgeoning damage.
I'm unconscious.
Oh, shit.
He had the 1 HP.
I had 2 HP. That was all you needed.
Oh, that's
yeah.
so rough. It swings down with these large appendages that kind of harden into hammers as it swings. Mitra blocking both the blows with that great axe before the final one comes down on Tyken and just flattens him beneath it. At this point, you hear Nora cry out, no! And then we'll go ahead and go to Lara.
Lara will look in disbelief before just throwing the short bow away and charging at the monster with the short sword.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
25.
Definitely hits. The dice tell a
7
story.
damage.
How would you want to do this?
Woo. So this is in a cave, I assume, right?
I mean, it's a massive cave, but yes.
I would assume I would just jump at it and try to hit it in the eye. I don't know if it has an eye.
It has a lot of eyes.
Any
you
eye,
plant down
yeah.
into those eyes with the short sword, and kind of as you hit it, you have enough weight to drag down through its oily mass, kind of slicing it into these 2 large chunks that fall around your brother and your mother. Norlin very quickly turns, lays a hand on you, Tyken, and heals you for 20. Before looking at everyone and just taking
20?
count for 20.
It's pumped all of that lay on hands.
Yeah.
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 One for each of your birthdays.
Hey.
She at this point kind of takes stock of the surroundings, and the silence falls over the battlefield. The frame of the mirror lay flat, back to its normal size, about 6 feet, 2 meters ish. She just kind of looks at everyone. You still prone on the ground, Tyken. I think we made it.
Misha's breathing is heavy as, it's dead. It's really dead. Oh, okay. And she comes to a rest, and she removes her cloak and goes to inspect the mirror. But of course, I mean, everyone else can have their little chat.
Go ahead and
Tyken,
have
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Tyken.
You're
I was aiming
conscious,
for the
Tyken.
blood.
I know. I'm not
I
saying
was
anything.
aiming
I'm
for the
just
blood
laying
eye.
there like, what the fuck?
Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I
You're basically soaked in oil and Vaseline right now, is the best way to describe it. Like 2 slimy substances kind of all over you because of where you landed, so it's a good stage presentation.
Gonna use 2 of my fill on hands. Give me back a full health. Slowly get up. Look at Mom. Laura. That was awesome.
You could have died.
But I didn't.
You disobeyed me, ran into danger.
I needed help.
A joiner in death.
Eh.
Is what you have to say. What would you have done if Mom wasn't here?
Trusted
Leave
pair.
it up to those silly gods of yours?
Yeah, probably.
Those gods that never once have intervened in anything.
They spoke to me once.
In a dream.
Eh.
Forget it. Let's go.
Mitra, if you'd like to, you could go ahead and roll either religion or arcana on the mirror.
Of course.
Strong suits for you, I know.
Yeah, the strongest, honestly. I need to
Oh.
make it in barbarian one day.
And you, Mom? I can't believe you did this. I can't believe that you're
And
willing to throw your son away. I can understand me, but really, your son, a place like this.
You had no obligation, and I knew the boy could fight.
Yeah, and I nearly killed him. Are you happy?
He seems fine to me, as do you.
Really? Because from where I was standing, he was on death's door.
But didn't you have
So
something
are
to
we
do
all.
with that, kinda?
I
Your
told you not to
decisions?
go. You disobeyed me.
Then you
What
also
can I
threw
do?
a thing that exploded right in front
Yeah,
of
and
us.
I made sure that the blood dispersed. If you had not disobeyed
You
me,
know,
you wouldn't have gotten hit.
you're always taking these risks with other people's lives. Just like when we were kids.
I was once.
Still happen.
Can we go back to Icefire?
The first
Yeah.
time I agree with the old man.
Let's go. We're done.
the religion was a 10, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
Um,
completely forgot about that rule.
As you're looking over the mirror, you see familiar etchings along the entire frame, very akin to old markings that you found at other sites where these things are. But nothing stands out as more powerful or less. It's just all that same strange religion. The enemy is the best way to put it. You know it's something that you don't agree with. None of you people do.
So she removes her cloak, and as best as she can, she tries to like cover the frame in the cloak, and
Oh,
putting away her great axe, back holster, I assume, and then she's gonna like lift up this frame, so it's covered in a cloak, and she's going to look at the others to see whether they've finished having their little spat, and says, "Well, you've killed a creature. Perhaps you shouldn't linger here over long." And she's gonna look up, like, okay, pretty sure it's this way back, and then she's gonna start walking.
Okay. So you have the mirror's frame with you.
Yeah.
Didn't we say
Norlin,
earlier we shouldn't be taking strange things?
Mitra,
You know.
Mitra never said that. Oh, Mitra said, "Shut up." This is different, okay?
What exactly do you plan to do with that?
Well, our business here is concluded, hasn't it? Well, let's go our separate ways.
So you're deciding to take the mirror that has horrors in it, to take it somewhere else, to take out the horrors?
She stops and turns to face you. How tall is your character?
In meters? Because I don't know.
Yeah, no, do it in meters. Do it in meters.
Oh, yeah, okay. What was it? It was 165.
165. Yeah, she's like 2 meters. So like, she's looking down at you, and she says, "What does that have to do with you?"
Well, you said they come after us, so I
Yes.
would rather not die later.
She
know.
offers you a smile, and it could be read as a like a kind of smug one, but it's almost like a it's like things are so intense you can't help but smile because it's just that crazy. And she's like, "Yes, they will, until they've finally gotten you. But I suppose that's something for you to handle."
Looking at you from this, like, don't
What?
have we met before?
She stares at you for a while, like, And she's like, haven't you once tried to leave your home?
Yes.
Yes?
And I'll look at mom, like give her like a glance, like, yes, definitely yes.
Like, she doesn't look over. She's like, she's like, okay, whatever weird family shit that's happened has nothing to do with me. She's like, okay, well. She stops for a moment and she says, wait, what did you say your name was?
Lara.
Huh. It must be a twist of fate, because I'm sure I've seen you before. Yes, no,
Where were you
no.
from?
Where I'm from. From nowhere, exactly. I travel.
Are you one of those people that I say? Oh, I see.
And you finally realize, yes, one of those. She's quiet for a moment, and then looks over at, what's their parent's name? Forgot.
Norlin.
Yeah, she looks over at Norlin, and it's kind of difficult. It looks like she has trouble socializing. It's like, oh fuck, how do I speak to someone who I ignored earlier? But she's like, and you asked if I was part of what do you call a vigil, right?
Yes.
Well, things have already taken this turn. But yes, I am. I'm Mitra of the vigil.
Hi, I'm Tyken. Tyken Forge.
She looks at Tykin for a moment, and she narrows her brows for a moment, and she's like, you also seem familiar. And then she pauses and shakes her head, like, no, that's too many coincidences. maybe we should get out of this area and return to safer
Seems like a good idea.
lands.
The mirror though, taking it, yeah.
I am taking it. Yes.
Maybe Arwen, might be able to decipher anything from it. It's our high priest, the temple. He's the one that was performing the ceremony, wedding.
Oh yes. She looks at Norlin for a moment, and it's very clear she's thinking about the person who got kidnapped. We've seen no sign of him. But then she nods and says, "Well, things have already gotten this far. This difficult. I suppose it couldn't hurt."
Fine. Let's go back to the temple.
So was Sienta just like zoning out, snacking or something, doing all this?
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Just zooming out.
Having a stroke.
Oh no. That's not good.
So, you guys begin making your way back. A little over an hour before you make it back to the church.
As we're traveling, I'll just keep popping the last couple of divine senses just to make sure we're not getting followed.
The forest itself is eerily still. Very little noise at all, no wildlife. But it seems like what has come has passed already. And you seem to be clear for now, at least. As you all walk, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
13.
That's a nat one, baby.
15.
Wow, you're carrying the things.
Yeah.
Guess
Well,
what?
I mean, it's a 2.
I rolled a
but-
2, but I have a -1, so 1, baby.
Yay!
Um,
Twinsies.
For the two of you, with the exceptionally low rolls. Lara, for you, this is almost familiar. The vision that you see, now drawn clear. The thing that you saw when you were blinded inside the church. The form of the eye, but with its entirety within your vision. an ever-swirling, ever-changing mass of tentacles and eyes, burnt red in a space that is ethereal and strange, and deep red and oranges, a cosmos of its own, bearing down upon you, just watching, silent, for a short time as you walk through the woods. You're still aware of your normal form, but it's like you're not there right now. The eye watches for what seems like 5-6 minutes as you walk, before your vision slips back into your normal form again.
Is everybody okay? I think I'm seeing things. I long for a bed. Yeah.
You finally make it back to the church, pushing through strange visions and nightmare monsters. The church itself now empty. Everyone seemingly have left, including any important people you were looking for. You guys get back outside the city of Whitespire, and press through the gates. Gates that were drawn closed but are opened for you. The guard at the gate, noticing your group being kind of weary, a few of you soaked in strange liquids. Pardon me. The guard goes, who amongst you is leader? Someone to speak to?
I just point to my mom.
Norin looks up and goes, fine. Yes.
I'm the leader.
Fine. She just pulls her hood a little tighter over herself before the guard looks at you, Laura. Any hearsay about what went on out there, the beast and the church?
Beast is dead. Some cultists had something to do with it, and there was this mirror which my companion is carrying, of which horrors were sprung from, but we managed to stop it. And we lost my mother's to-be husband.
Well, we're putting together a group to go out and look. What it was supposed to look for you. Is he dead?
I have no idea. I don't think we saw him.
He pulls out a small map, and it's roughly drawn. It seems like it was hastily given to him and put together. Having one of you, whoever amongst you is the most comfortable, mark where the ritual site was. Before he goes, be on your way then. Closing the gates, at least for a day.
Real quick, when we were out there, we didn't see any sign of him at all, other than possibly hearing screams.
That's it. That's
Okay.
all you got, was just screams in the distance, but by the time you got to the ritual site, there was no sign.
Okay.
You guys are ushered inside before the gate is drawn closed. Heavy stone and ice wreathing it. The wall itself near 40 or 50 feet in height. You take some time getting inside, each of you having places to be, before kind of stopping in a city center to decide where you go from here. If you're all heading back to the temple, if you'd each like to go home. Norlin does look at you, Mitra, and says, you will be paid for helping me with this. I will have to go to the temple, but it can be arranged.
She seems indifferent to the statement, but she's not like actively walking away. So it's like, yeah, probably something of a neutral response.
Where are each of you headed?
Probably heading back to the temple.
How far would my house be from here?
Not too far. A 10-minute walk or so.
Mitra can't go anywhere because the gates are closed. she's stuck until they open the gates again. so
Does Mitra look like very, I don't know, like nervous or confused or something? on where
She's
to
not
go.
out. She's not out of her element.
Mm.
But it is a case of where she would have imminently have preferred to have gone isn't available. So she's probably gonna have to end up going to the temple as well. Especially if
Um,
they are gonna go meet some sort of figure.
I, I guess we can't go out now for our journey. I'm sorry. I messed up.
Just come back to the temple, stay the night, rest. See if Arwen can figure out what the thing is. The mirror,
I don't care what the thing is.
that's beside the point. I want you to come stay, at least for the night. I know you're planning on leaving. You always do. Please,
We'll have to stay with Mom.
you don't have to. I mean, she'll be at the temple. Like, you don't have to stay like, in her room. You always have a room. I'm sure we can get you a
Really?
room.
You mean the room that she gave to the next first visitor after I left?
It's kind of like a communal room that we give people.
All right. There's
It wasn't
food
actually
and drink,
your
yes?
room.
Really? Because
I mean,
I
it's just
thought,
a room you
that I was a family member, and given that you
But I mean, you only
had a room,
yeah, because I live there. You spent most of the time with your dad. You would only come and visit every now and then. So what was the point of giving you your own room?
Mitra loudly puts the like mirror down into the ground, and she clears her throat, and she looks at the two of you and says, "Why not discuss this over a warm drink rather than out here for all to see? Unless you enjoy being spectacle."
let's go.
Diana,
But
are you
tomorrow
still
I'm
tagging
leaving.
along?
Well, as they go, I guess I'll, catch Lara a bit, by the scruff. Well, the scruff, by the cloth of her. Why should I go?
There's food and drink.
Pretty good reason.
And tomorrow morning, first thing, we go. No more distractions.
Okay.
Okay. As you all begin to walk to the Temple of Farrier, you climb the steps onto the first floor and into a main area for people to pray, and there are plinths and seats for all, but you are led further within onto a second floor within the temple. Each of you are given a room, although it is getting fairly tight in here for all of the members and yourselves to fit into a room individually, but they do allow it for the evening at least. Eventually, Norland comes to each of your rooms and gives each of you a small sum of gold, 150 apiece, thanking both Tyken and Lara, although begrudgingly for you, Lara.
Of course.
It seems uncomfortable to be thankful, but she does at least keep up the appearance of a kind mother for a moment.
How much did you say? 150?
Yes.
Wait, what? I was in my head. Did I receive money?
Yes.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
150 monies
Yes.
to me?
To you.
Well, Shanda will spend the rest of his evening staring at that.
Your rooms are meager. The beds themselves are of fine make, but certainly not outstanding. A small table and a bookcase, mostly filled with scrolls and books that relate to Farrier. For some of you, most of you, it's an awkward night in the temple. But safe enough for sleep at least,
Yeah.
and a good meal.
At some point before we go to bed, I'll just go to Laura's room.
Okay. You hear a knock.
Come on in.
I'll open the door and you see me standing there with a couple glasses. Like some milk.
Sure.
Miss you. Good having you around.
You know I can't be here.
I know. So, where were you go now?
Yeah. I need to find this place. Not really sure what the name is. Not really sure what it looks like, but it's beautiful. Wonderful scenery. Don't know how I'm gonna get there, but I have to do this. It's you could say a personal quest. Yeah. Why?
Just curious. Real quick, DM,
Yes.
just so I know for roleplay purposes. Have I had any of the new stuff yet in my head?
New stuff. No.
Okay. Just the one.
Just the one.
Okay. Just want to make sure. You'll figure out what that elf means later, but I just wanted to make sure for purposes, roleplay wise. Getting back to our conversation, I guess. So the old guy, your father-in-law?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up with that?
I don't want to talk about it right now.
Okay.
Just
Congratulations
that
on getting
it's true.
married, I guess, at some point. Hopefully I get to meet the person.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope so too. Yeah. Would be great. I'm
And-
feeling quite tired.
I don't know if I can roll quickly insight check to see if there's...
That would be deception versus insight. Yes.
Yeah, to decipher that clearly this quest has something to do with her husband, her fiance, whatever. Her significant other. I don't know if it's male or female. That's all I'm looking for. So,
Deception for me, right?
Yes.
I rolled a 7.
Okay.
I rolled a 15, so...
Something is off, but it's hard to place whether it's a hard day. You know, today was definitely more intense than any other in your life. Or something being wrong with the subject matter.
Okay. I guess I'll let you... Oh, he stepped away. I was like, where'd he go? I just realized his camera was gone.
Yeah.
I guess I'll let you rest. See you.
What are your plans?
Well, the ceremony is supposed to happen soon. You know, one that I go through after the training and all that stuff. So, I guess the plan is that. I don't really know.
And you're planning to stay with Mom, like you did today.
It's all I've ever known. Like, that was the first time I had really left these walls.
If you ever leave the walls again, please be more careful.
Sure.
No, I'm serious.
No, I will. But
If it's too dangerous, you run. If you're overwhelmed, no matter how nice the people around you, no matter how much you care for them, at the end of the day, you either die or you live.
I get it. While today was incredible, I don't intend to go through that again anytime soon.
I'm happy to hear that.
You've got to be more careful with, like, your decisions, man.
I'll try. I'll try. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I guess I'll see you in the morning for breakfast.
Yeah, if I haven't left yet, yeah.
Okay. And just as we're leaving, I'll just, you know, start to kind of close the door, just real quickly, just out of the blue. Love you, and walk away.
The second the door shuts, Lara, she stands before you, as real as ever. A grin as wide and as happy as you've ever seen on her face. You did great today.
Oh, we survived thanks to you.
Well, I mean, I didn't have that much of an effect, obviously. It got close, but you did great.
Well, I think my mom and my brother might think differently, considering I may have nearly killed them, but I tried to warn them. They wouldn't listen.
Your mom, maybe, but that boy, he loves you. He cares.
I don't think I can ask him to join. I think this is just something for the two of us to do, just the two of us. I don't even know where we're going.
You see a look of melancholy. There's happiness, but sadness that looms for a moment. And then she asks you, how is he? How's Dad?
I mean, he didn't get hurt. He's himself. He seems a bit secluded from others. Uh, Very careful. I think he's okay. He did throw up. I'll have to take better care of him.
Well, as long as he's alright. You know I'll always be there.
I know. Yeah. Thank you for watching over this. Thank you.
And just as fast as she appeared, she's no longer there. You're left alone in a dimly lit room, barely furnished. Tyken, as you lay down for rest this evening, sleep fights. It's not easy to get your eyes to shut. The excitement of the day was too much. You feel like a real-life hero from myth. But you finally lay your head down and go to rest. You see nothing for quite some time, inky blackness, before finally seeing what looks to be the towers and roofs of buildings looming in a distance. A city buried in darkness. And you see what look like harpies or winged creatures of some kind circling it. And you hear a sullen but strong voice call out, "Find me."
Do I recognize the voice?
No. Something new. Maybe just a dream. For you, Shayanda, sleep is hard. Those
Yeah,
coins on the
actually,
table.
he's gonna, before attempting to sleep, he's gonna like check every nook and cranny of his room. If there's anything remotely reflective, he's gonna scratch it out,
Okay.
or toss it or whatever. Um, then he's gonna sit a while, cast Mind of Illusion a bunch to reminisce, uh, and then eventually try to sleep and fail.
Mitra, your room, the same as the others, is very simple, but it is strange to be back indoors. It's not a frequent occurrence for you. But the chase is over for now. A war for another day. Do you sleep this evening?
Uh, uh, um, does she? Does she sleep this evening? Given what everything that's happened. She does, but only after double checking the mirror is still properly covered by a cloak.
Yes.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, she does stare at it for a moment, and now in a silent room, she can finally tackle her own thoughts. And she closes her eyes and she thinks about the people in the church, and she thinks about the man that got dragged away, and she thinks about the things not only that she saw, but the things the others saw, and she has to consider what to say when she next sees them, because things have changed for the rest of them, and that does weigh on her mind, even though it's not really her fault, but she kind of thinks it's her fault. But yeah, and then she decides she's going to go buy a journal so she can write into it. She
Okay.
can practice her writing, not something she gets to do a lot. But yeah, with that in mind, she's going to try and go to sleep.
All right. Well, you can mark yourselves down for a full rest, back to full health, spell slots, and all that.
Yippee!
You've survived your
Yeah.
first day. Kyle, what's our runtime look like, bud?
Almost 3 hours.
Then I think that's a wonderful point to stop our first session here in the Northstrand Hollow.